Someone is in heat requesting a threesome from a married man, and that married man happens to be Garcelle's son. Welcome to Cliff Alerts. I am gonna promise you that I'm gonna stay dignified with this one. Today we'll be reviewing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and their foolishness. But before I get into that, I'd like to ask if you could like, share, subscribe, and send me your comments. I'm trying to be in peace with God. Here we go. This episode started as a continuation of last week's, where Madame, aka Diana, Sutton, and Carl were having a conversation about Madame having a miscarriage and Sutton trying to empathize with her, and it didn't come over very well. Sutton, I really believe, may be having some hormonal stuff going on, because if you notice, she is calm one minute, she'll cuss you out, then she's weeping. She does that with Madame as well. It's puzzling to look at, but I think she may need some medication to balance that sort of fluctuating hormonal situation she got going on. Sutton called that Madame a mofo. I'm gonna go from recollection. Mofo can be used as a noun, as an adjective, as a verb, as a pronoun, um, as a term of endearment. Now, Samuel L., who I think has a PhD in the proficiency of the language and the tone and the nuances when you use mofo, he has it right. Perhaps after this you can go look it up. My understanding, when Sutton called Madame a mofo, it didn't have a whole lot of bite to it. It didn't have a lot of texture and layers and spice. It was like he kikiing with your friend, ha ha ha, you. I mean, and I'm trying to cut it tight. When Sutton said that, I laughed because it was funny, because there was no sort of like, her voice didn't raise, there was no texture, no tone. The musicality of it wasn't on point. So I thought it was a joke. But after Sutton said it, she started to cry and said that, she doesn't know what's happening to her. She's trying to explain herself and nobody believes her. And Madame clearly can't stand Sutton. And that's just putting it nicely. Meanwhile, Carl, who likes to be Miss Honest, she is manhandling Sutton. She's pushing her. Her finger is in her face. She is treating her like a 5-year-old who's having a tantrum, and she's grabbing a hold of her arms and pulling her and pushing her, and it seemed really off. And I recognized that two of them may be a little left of center, because I wondered where the food was. And Lonnie Love, in an interview, said that there was no food, there was just liquor. So people really was just drinking up a storm and not eating. I just thought it was weird that you have a birthday party at a swanky location where the drinks are flowing and there's no food. It's like somebody had to make a run to In-N-Out Burgers. Erica, she has a vice lock on Dorit and holding as if Dorit is a shield, and she's talking to Garcelle's son. She was attracted to him, flirty with him, And Dorit is shouting to Garcelle to come get her son. She needs to take her boys home because the cougar rising is happening, like a vampire. That vampire is rising out of Erica James, and she will do damage. So Doritos is shouting at Garcelle that it's high time Garcelle takes her sons to safety. Erica calls Garcelle's son Oliver over and asks him if he wanted a threesome. He laughed. Clearly, he was embarrassed by this cougar who was intoxicated, and it's never a good look. Before he could get out the door, Erica tells him that maybe he could let his wife DM her so she can participate in the threesome. This is in a party setting, and she's now shouting this stuff out for everyone to hear. Garcelle is leaving the party. Crystal asks her if she wants the flowers. Crystal and Garcelle's son Jax went to the table where Erica and Dorit were sitting to take the vase of flowers. And Erica started in on Jax, hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Get the get the F out, get the F out. The young man went back to his mother and told her what Erica said. Garcelle went back and said, hey, Erica, that's not cool. Jack told me what you said, and that's not cool. Don't speak to him that way. And Garcelle left it like that. I gotta say something before I started this review. God wanted to have a conversation with me that I may not be able to manage my words in a way that would be pleasing to him right about this point. Talking about a mother and her child, and a mother going in defense of her child, and the what and the extra I could possibly bring to this situation. And he told me that a whole lot has been said. I don't have to add my 2 cents. And I say yes to that. So I'm just going to keep it moving. However, had it been my child, Erica said that too, it would not have gone down the way Garcelle did. No, that would never have happened. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I understand Garcelle's point of view. She don't want to come across as the angry black woman. She got to keep her cool. She come let her anger mess up her check. Yeah, I get it. But I would defend my child. And here's the key. Here's the point. Had Erica spoken to any of them like that, what do you think would have happened? Passive aggressive Carl, who likes to tighten up Sutton. She went batshit crazy when Garcelle said that her sister Kathy liked her more than Kyle. And this was just a joke, non joke. Hee 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 ha ha ha. Carl, who starts drama and then starts crying and then manipulates, all in the guise of her being honest. Do you think she and or Mauricio would have done something differently if it was one of theirs? Do you think Bravo would have even shown it on television? Because the bottom line is this child has to go back to school. What kind of comments would he run into? They seem more interested in the money that Madame has rather than her character and her past. They seem happy to deal with Erica and her husband, regardless if it was a checkered past. It's all about character. Everything is about character. And what we are witnessing is quite a few of these women are more attached, more zoned in, more queued up into the money, the wealth, the prestige, the influence, the fame. And that's all right. Why are you trying to attach yourself to and be in defense of someone like that? What does that say about you? Reet and Crystal at Dojo on Gym, and we meet Rashid, who is showing the ladies some defensive moves they can use if they are attacked. I think it's important that women know something they can get away from a situation that is not going to serve them well. Safety has got to be important for a woman. I truthfully am not a fan of stuffing. I have never seen stuffing prepared that way, so it's great to see Garcelle and her kids, as well as Crystal and her kids, feeding the homeless at Thanksgiving. It was just awesome to see because sometimes Beverly Hills spend a lot of time showing us the wealth and the affluence of people, and you never see them actually sharing or empowering. Rena goes over to the Madame's house, and Rena seemed to be so overly impressed on wealthy people and what they have. Rena asks Madame, how was the Garcelle's party? Nice, nasty kind of question that Rena does sometimes. Madame told Rena about Sutton calling her a mofo, as well as talking about when Madame said she had one miscarriage, Sutton said she had two, and she felt like Sutton was doing a bit of gamesmanship, trying to one up her. It's all foolishness. It really is. But what I found interesting is that Rena told Madame that she thought Sutton was a narcissist. Rena said that that kind of behavior is not going to fly with her. She doesn't like that kind of behavior. It's this week Rena told someone that the people who watch the shows are pussies and hoes. And if they don't want to watch Beverly Hills, they could go and watch Dubai. And the ladies at Dubai clapped back, asking why would she ask that question. And for all intents and purposes, they shut Rena down. And after she called the Bravo audience whores, she issued some sort of apology saying that it's still dealing with the grief and death of her mother, and she has a moment. What does that have to do with you calling someone a hoe because they don't agree with your point of view? And then she calls Sutton a narcissist? You can't make this shit up. Diane, in her confessional, said she can't believe Sutton acts that way and that she has no idea how much she's hurting other people. Who that? Is this the madam? Is this the madam talking? Is this the madam who it has been alleged was involved in something that's so vile, that using other women, vulnerable women, exploiting them? Is that this Diane? Does Diane know how she has destroyed people? Not just hurt them, destroyed them? Does she understand that? Wow. As I said, the cringe factor in this is off the chain. Maurice and Carl meeting Dorit and PK at their home. Carl talks about how happy she is to see Erica cutting loose, asking for threesomes. Now, I don't know if he was playing or not, but these two people have young children at the house. And they are saying that Erica's well being exceeds the well being of a young child who's 14 years old and having a grown woman tell him, get the F out. Someone please help me make that make sense. PK saying she allowed to cut loose at the expense of a 14-year-old. That's allowable? These people have lost their minds, every last one of them. They're not factoring that the shoe can turn, and what happens if the shoe turns and it's their child. What they have said, that's okay. So she can get her happy on. It's okay if she diminishes and insults and denigrates a young child. Sutton's house is finished and she's having a housewarming party. House looks beautiful. Everything looks tight. So we see Garcelle meeting with Cherie, and they're preparing to go over to Sutton's house. And Garcelle tells Cherie what happened with Erica and Jax, and Cherie made a toast to getting the bitch right. Never heard that before. Garcelle said the same thing. A toast to getting the bitch right. Hey, it is what it is. So everybody's arriving at Sutton's house. All the cast of characters, with the exception of Diane. So she's out, thank God. Sutton seems to have a beautiful house, but the yard is jacked up. Now, I'm not sure why Sutton, in this group of women, thought that it'll work having a sort of brunch lunch situation out in a wet garden. She has some sort of patio situation. She could have done it there or in the dining room because it was wet outside. Erica coming to the party, and Erica knows that she got a problem on her hands because Crystal reminded her rather 2 days earlier of what she said, and then she found out that Jax was only 14 years old and not 16. So she knew that Garcelle would be ready to get into her ass. And she was just trying to woosah it. She asked the driver if he had classical music, put on Christmas music, put on any kind of music. She was expecting a whole lot of mustard when she and Garcelle met. They're at the table chopping it up. That's all I have. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And send me your comments what you would have done if this was your child. And let me know. Good to talk to you. Have a good one. Remember to be safe. Educate yourself on staying safe. And remember, God is with you. Believe that. You're going to be okay. We all going to be okay. Have a good one. Blessings always. Bye bye.